Good afternoon, YouTube. This is the ShallowCross Sport Network with the AA, bringing you another show. We're going to recap what went on this weekend with Tennessee's big win over Florida. With that said, let's get right on into it. Well, Tennessee came away with a big win this weekend, 31-11. They didn't really even they coasted over the second half. I don't think Tennessee was trying to score the ball or show a whole lot in the second half, due to the fact they got Vanderbilt coming up. So they didn't want to put nothing on the table, in my opinion, for Scott Lee, for Lee and his Clark Lee and his folks to actually scout. And so this is a big game coming up for them down the road here. But anyway, Tennessee was able to do whatever they wanted to do with Florida during that first half. They scored real fast. Some of the keys to the game, I said earlier in the show, score and score fast, be able to run the ball, be able to stop the run, and be able to complement the stopping the run with stopping the pass. Tennessee did all of that. They didn't give up a whole lot of yards. I think Florida only had 1 yard at halftime, I believe, on offense to Tennessee's 190 or something like that. But Tennessee played a great game. They came in, they were focused. They didn't make any mistakes. I think it maybe a couple of penalties. Pre-snap penalties. But other than that, they played great football. So hats off to Tennessee. They got to be ready to play against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt runs what they call it's a single wing derivative of the run pass option, and they'll try to pass out of it a lot also. So Tennessee's got to be ready for the tricks of that single wing or wing T, a single wing, whatever. Because Pavia is a very good runner, and he runs out of that. It's a mixture of both of them, wing T, single wing, and then you throw in a little bit of the pass on it too. Pavia was able to hit some deep balls down the stretch on Kentucky. But anyway, to get in there, let's look at what Tennessee did against Florida. The Tennessee was able to do pretty well against Florida. Well, take it back. That's not Florida. That's New Mexico. I'm gonna put something else. That's the wrong one. Let me see if put this one up. Yep, there it is. But Tennessee was able to put up quite a few points early. They didn't score much. They missed a 50-yard field goal in the second half. But other than that, they just drove the ball down the field methodically and were just able to run the clock and stuff out against Florida because they knew they could stop Florida on defense. But Aguilar, he had 204 yards passing. And of course, Bishop, he had looks like 115 yards rushing, and he ran the ball. He had like 21 carries, 24 carries, or whatever. Can't make out what I put up here, but anyway, like I say, lag way on ahead. I think 116 yards passing the whole night, and then of course, Ball is a real good football player. He rushed for 98 yards, and he also had a reception for I think 35 yards or so. So he did pretty good. He was the most effective offensive player for Florida all night long. anyway, Tennessee was able to come away with a big win, and they hadn't won down there in 22 years. And that's a long time. I think the last time Tennessee won a game in Florida was back in when Casey Carson was the quarterback. But looks like T-Lander led the way with what looks like 10 tackles, and then Spillman, he had 7 tackles. And Carter played real well in coverage. He played very well in coverage out of the backfield as a linebacker. And then, of course, both our defensive backs, Colton Hood and Richmond, played real well. Richmond's come all the way up, man. He's going to be a great player. And we just need to train some of those other young guys to be as good as he is now. Right now, he started almost a whole year. He's got great size. He's going to be someone to reckon with here in another year or so. By next year, he's going to be one of the best cornerbacks in the SEC. And, of course, Colton Hood is already one of the best in the country. So he played a good game also. I don't know why Florida didn't try to throw the ball as much as they could. I guess they was afraid they were going to throw the ball away or whatever. I don't know, y'all, get turnovers and that kind of thing. You turn the ball over against Tennessee, you're just giving them points. And so they was trying to play keep away with possession of the ball. I don't really know what the possession numbers were, but I think Tennessee led in possession of the ball. And then it was relatively a clean game for Tennessee. And then, of course, they've got Vanderbilt coming up, and we don't know what the injury report looks like there. I think they'll put out an injury report on Wednesday and probably update it on Thursday and so forth. But looks like we'll have getting Morris into the rotation at running back was very beneficial for the Vols, and of course if we can get Lewis back, that'll give us another guy to throw in there. But and then not to forget, Star Thomas had that big run. That was a back-breaking run against Florida. That's a 52-yard run. So he broke some tackles to get where he was going. But that was a great run for him. Ethan Davis played excellent football. Still a little shaky on his blocking, but when he gets that ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it, and he's fast for a big guy. I also saw some spurts of Deshaun Brain and Darcellaire. They're going to be good tight ends also. Looks like they're big and fast, and they'll be able to do some stuff with the ball when they get it in their hands. From what I understand, it looks like Kissman's going to be out for the rest of the season, which is only one game left, so we don't know if he'll be able to make it back for a bowl game or not. But this is his last year. He's a senior. Then the other big news going around is Aguilar put his name in that lawsuit that eliminates. It basically keeps a player from being from losing time based on junior college, based on playing in junior college. So basically, it nullifies the junior college play. So if you play 2 years in junior college, those years don't really count. And so he's in that lawsuit. I think Diego Pavia, he's not actually applying for it because he's planning on leaving after this year. But he left the lawsuit out there so other players could apply for it who had played at the junior college level. So that's going to help Aguilar, and if he gets selected, come back. But I think Aguilar's probably going to put his name in to the NFL and see where he sits with the scouts and see where he would go in the draft. So a lot of these guys are doing that now because if they can make more money as a junior and a senior in the in college with NIL, then why go to the pros and get drafted in the 7th round or have to go as a free agent if you can stay another year and then boost your stock that following year. And that's what I think Aguilar would do. Now, how's that set for Tennessee? You got the young guys coming up. most of the young guys are sitting over there. They want to play. And if Aguilar comes back, that means McIntyre won't get to play. That means Merklinger won't get to play. And, of course, the freshman coming in, Faison Brandon, he won't get to play. So you got to look at it from that aspect also. And of course the two older guys, which will be Merklinger and McIntyre, they're gonna jump ship. And so all you'll have is Faison Brandon possibly in the fold. And both of those guys, I think McIntyre's going to be a great quarterback. So I hope he doesn't leave. And of course, just from what I've seen on film from Faison Brandon, he's got all the tools. He's going to be a hard guy to keep off on the bench, especially after his redshirt freshman year. So anyway, that's something to think about for Tennessee fans. With getting up with Aguilar coming back. Now the other thing happened with Tennessee. Tennessee picked up a couple of commitments. They picked up a commitment from this kid here, who is a defensive back, and he's 5'10", I think 175 pounds, and he's out of looks like Florida, I believe. First Academy. Yeah, looks like he's out of Florida. But anyway, he committed about 2 weeks ago to Tennessee. And he was being recruited by UCF, Florida, Florida Atlantic, and Oklahoma. So he's another good defensive back that we've picked up. And then the other guy I wanted to show you was a big defensive tackle we picked up named Kaden FiFe. And Kaden, I just want to pop over look at a little bit of the highlights on him. Kaden FiFe is 6'5", 295 pounds, I believe, and he's going to be in that room, in that defensive line room. Let's see if I can get past this. Okay, now let's see if we can get him to come up. So that's 16 tackles, 7 sacks. I think that's his. So I think he's a 2026 player, or he may be a 2027 player. Have to check that. But he is. This right here showing him right here on defense. That's him right there getting to the quarterback. Big guy. And he's Coach Garner will really be able to work him into that, because we're going to lose. That's him making a tackle right there. We're going to lose probably 4 linemen that's on the team this year. You got, we're going to lose West. We're going to lose Dominic Bailey. We're going to probably lose what's the guy's number 20? I can't think of his name right now, but he's a good player also. We're gonna lose at least 4 or 5 of those guys, and we're gonna need to ask him making a tackle right there. So he's a ferocious defensive player, and he's gonna be able to help us out a lot. So that's hats off to Coach Garner and Coach Hyper for getting him in the fold, and of course his name is Kaden FiFe out of Georgia, Summerville, Georgia. And just look at him again here. There you go. He's got a mean streak to him too. When he gets back here on the running back or the quarterback, he knows what to do. And he's got good footwork. He's still coming in a little high, but he can bull rush. And once he learns how to use his hands and arms, he's going to be hard for an offensive guard or tackle to block. But anyway, but that's just just wanted to let you know on recruiting and everything. Now, Vanderbilt. Let's look at the Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt, when they see Tennessee on film, they're going to probably go too high zone, just like Florida did. If they do that, Tennessee can run the ball. They can run the ball on Vanderbilt. And when teams play the too high zone, they're looking to try to stop zone, passes, deep. Now, when you play zone, the seam for the tight end is going to be open. The seam routes are going to be open. And so Tennessee will be able to hit some seam routes. And so it looks like our tight ends will have a big game against Vanderbilt if they come up with that same defense. But knowing how Clark Lee, being a defensive guy, he's going to probably play basically the same type of defense that Oklahoma played. And see if he can stop Tennessee that way. And the way he plays is kind of, he did a whole lot of disguising type coverages. Comes up, show blitz and then don't blitz, or show blitz and blitz, or show blitz and back into a soft zone, or play man. Play man. Now they may play man and they may man to man and try to blanket Brazel. If they do that, then that's going to leave Staley and Matthews open to have big games. And then on the other side of the ball, Tennessee's defense, they just got to be able to shut down the receivers. The receivers for Vanderbilt ran right by, just like Tennessee did up in Kentucky. They ran right by Kentucky's defensive backs. I just don't really believe they can do that with Colton Hood and Richmond. They're fast and they know how to cover deep. So, and then our safeties, Vanderbilt's going to try to isolate our linebackers and our safeties with a fast slot type receiver or the running back out of the backfield, Alexander or Young, those two running backs. And they got a third running back that they're throwing in there. And then the other thing is they're gonna try to use Eli Stiles and the other big tight end, number 16. They're gonna try to use both of them against our linebackers and see if our linebackers can cover. And then they'll also do the same thing with with our safeties. So Turrentine and what's his name, Farouk, and the other guys that's playing safety in there, they're going to have to be on their P's and Q's. Martinez got to have them ready for Vanderbilt. They got to have them ready. Our defensive line, I have no doubt they're going to be ready for Vanderbilt. I have no doubt they're going to be ready for Vanderbilt. And so it's going to be a big game. It's a big game. Tennessee can get a better bowl game if they win this game, and they can stop Vanderbilt from going to the playoffs or even thinking about going to the playoffs. Now, they've already put bulletin board paperwork out there. They've already put bulletin board noise out there. Clark Lee is basically looking past Tennessee. He figures since he beat Auburn and he beat some of these other schools, that Tennessee is the pushover. But when you really look at it technically and go back and look at Tennessee, the Tennessee should be no worse than 10-1 or 11-1. The only game that they actually lost, in my opinion, was the Alabama game, and they lost it on mistakes all along. They was in the red zone 5 times and didn't score. When you do that, you're going to lose. And then that interception was the turn, that pick 6 interception was the turn of the game. If Tennessee would have scored right there, it would have been a different ball game. And then against Oklahoma, they made too many mistakes because the defensive coordinator and Coach Venables, they disguised some zone reads that Aguilar thought he could get the ball fit that ball in on them deep balls, and both of them were interceptions. So we just have to see what happens with that with Vanderbilt. So, but Vanderbilt's gonna give us the best shot. We got to play our best game. We got to play a game just like we played against Florida, and if we do that, we can come away with a win. Now, just to finish up this show, Tennessee basketball right now is playing Rutgers, and I think when I turned it off, it was up. They were up about 29 points. So once I finish the show, I'm gonna turn off of here and go back over to that show. And last but not least, I think Aguilar may be up close to being the top passer in the country again, but we'll see. And then let's see, did I update? Yeah, I updated the top 10 playoff poll, well, the top 12 playoff poll. I'm gonna show you that. So right now, this is the way the playoff looks right now. Some teams still could lose. Ohio State got upset, but if they get upset by Michigan this weekend, that could change some things. They'll still be in the playoffs. I think Texas Tech could lose a game also. Ole Miss, they can't lose. They can't lose that game to Mississippi State this weekend. Oklahoma has to go play Texas. I think they could lose. And then of course Alabama, I think, got the Iron Bowl, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, but that's the way it's looking right now. And those are the teams that right now they could actually be in the playoffs on the 19th of December. That's when the first playoff games start. But with that said, that's going to end this show, and we'll come back with some more information on Tennessee, and then we'll look at the other schools. I know Memphis had a bye. They're playing either Thursday night or Friday night. I think they're playing Friday. It's a lot of schools playing on Friday night of this week. And then of course Tennessee Tech is going to be that's another school is going to be in the FCS playoffs. They're the only school around here that made it to the FCS playoffs. And then of course Austin Peay finished up their season. I think I don't know if they have any more games left. And then TSU, they don't have any more games left. It was a tough season for TSU. They finished 2-9. And then Middle won their last game. I think they may have one more game left, Middle. I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Middle is, I think they're going to finish 3-9. They beat Sam Houston over the weekend, if you see it on my ticker here. But that's what's going on. And then, of course, we should know something on the Lane Kiffin saga here in the next few days or so. My gut feeling, he's going to LSU. And right now, if that happens, the coach at Memphis, and I think the coach at one of those schools in the probably the Tulane coach, or the Southern Mississippi coach, he's in the running also. It's about 3 or 4 coaches that could be in the running for that Mississippi job. And I think Golish is going to be in the running for the Arkansas job, and he could be in the running at South Florida. He could be in the running for the Mississippi job if it comes open. But it looks like Florida's going to lose out, and also Golish could be in running for that Florida job if Kiffin goes to LSU. But anyway, with that said, that's going to end this show, and remember to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next show. This is ShallowCross Sports Network with the AA. We'll see you on the next show.